Everybody knows there's some roads you don't go down at midnight. But all of my life I've been riding them, flying into
the biggest misconception is I wasn't able to do what I've always wanted to do anyway. Universal was always incredible at letting me make the records I wanted to make. They never tried to steer me in a direction. They always trusted me to write whatever I felt, produce it the way we wanted to. But I do think that there's an internal innate feeling when you are signed to a major label that you're hoping that you can give them something that they can get played, I guess, to the masses. I think that's an honest thought and I think that every artist wants, whatever route that is, they want everyone to get a chance to hear what they do. But I think that going into this process, leaving the label, there was a different freedom that came with not only writing this record, but recording this record, where I felt no internal reins on me. Lots of musical moments where I didn't feel confined. You got to get this in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. You can't cuss, you can't do this and that. There was no, I wrote this record strictly for me. When I've been writing, even though I've written for myself, I've always thought about, well, what are these people going to think, and how are they going to feel, and how's it going to go over live? And I had no feeling of any of that. It was just, I wasn't thinking about anyone else's feelings but how I felt about the music.
Baby, I'm laying up. I got all the right stuff. I'm a time rising brother, I'm a keeper of my brother and my mother now that daddy's gone. I'm a cusser, I'm a prayer, I'm a getting my way. Stubborn as a stick. The lightning and the thunder.
Studio musicians that, we're a traveling band, we're out on the road all the time and we're playing live, and studio cats, they're so fast and they're so proficient, they do it every day, they're so gifted. So is my band, they're incredible. There's been a lot of tracks that we've lived with as a band that, it just was going to translate different with us all living with these songs on the road as I've been writing them.
I think we all sort of, deep down, we all just want to be in a rock band. So I feel like we're kind of getting to do that.
Everyone in the whole camp is awesome. Like everyone, you can tell that Kip really tries hard to find good people and put everyone together.
To be in here making the records with Kip is awesome. When he asked me to join the band, he led with, man, I want you to do your thing, I want you to listen to the records, but be yourself. And Kip is just like genuinely open to new energy, new parts, new music, whatever. So yeah, to be in here making the records with him is pretty exciting.
Right. It's kind of cool. I don't know, you know what I mean? Could you treat it like that? I don't want you. I write with a lot of people, and so does he. It is what it is. But like, the guy sits down, and immediately I knew he's prolific. And this is at the beginning. This is probably 2009, 2010-ish. So he sits down and picks up my old Silvertone.
Miss it.
Starts playing it, and he's got this thing, and pretty much every time I write with Kip, it's like that. He comes in and says, man, I got this thing, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go outside and smoke on this. The funny thing about our relationship is that we wrote for years. He put out a record, and I just look through the song list and everything. And I'd be like, I didn't get one on that one. And finally, we did a tour together. I got just drunk enough one night, and I was like, man, I ain't riding with you no more.
Yeah.
And he goes, why, Jay, why? I go, you ain't cut none of our songs. You ain't cut one of them. Flash forward a couple years, and we start talking. He's like, man, I want to do a record. I was like, cool, let's do it. And then I started getting cuts on the record.
Yeah. we laugh because Jaron's got family. He's got a lot on his plate, writing, doing the artist thing. And it's been a very singular focus in my life for a very long time. And I would hit him up at all hours of the night and morning.
Texting me on Thanksgiving Day.
I'd have
I
a
said,
whole new song, be like, we got to cut that, we got to do this, we got to have, you know. He'd be
I'm like, you know it's Thanksgiving Day. I mean, I got a mouthful of turkey and a glass of wine.
Yeah. I never know when I'm in the process of writing a record until I'm in it, until I feel that I've tapped into a thing that starts to happen. And then I know, and that's usually when I will call Jaron, at least for these last two. I'm like, all right, I think I've hit on something. And for me with this one, I've felt myself gradually changing in a lot of ways in the last few years. My love for music is as much or more than it's ever been, but I feel that I'm at a stage where there's something behind the curtain that I'm really curious about. There's the next chapter for me waiting, and I've been feeling it for quite a few years tapping on me, but now I see it. And I think that this record embodies the change in that thing that's been bubbling for quite some time.
Door on the boogeyman, bring it back. Met a real good girl, kinda changed my world. Now finally let those demons die. Yes, and try and lie on the living side. On the living side. On the living side. Yeah.